So we are going to have another question in reference to Nicki Minaj today. So if you have a question that you would like to ask for a Nicki Quickie reading, drop it in the comments below. I would really like it if you guys could try to tailor the questions into what or how related questions, as it's kind of just easier to ask these questions through spirit. So let's just jump right into our next question. We have, how did Nicki Minaj know that Kenneth Petty was her husband? How does she know that was her spouse? So let's get into the energy. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Give us the energy surrounding, how did Nicki Minaj know Kenneth Petty was her husband? Thank you so much. How did Nicki Minaj know? Let's go ahead and split this deck, and whatever comes out, comes out. Let's see what we have. Give us the energy. Woo. Look, 4 of Wands, okay? This is the card of like engagement, homecoming. So I feel like for Nicki, Kenneth has always felt like home for her. She has always had this comfort and energy when it comes to him. She's always, in a sense, felt as though like their energy together is just dynamic. They're complete. They always, I don't know, always, I'm getting the vibe like always come back to each other, or always kind of like had a thing for each other. So in Nicki Minaj's eyes, it's like, you're home for me. You're a comfort for me. You give me this passionate energy. You make me feel complete. You make me feel as though I can always turn to you. And that, I feel as though, is part of the reason why Nicki knew Kenneth was her person, her husband. Let's see what else comes out into this reading, because we know 4 of Wands to be the card of engagement, homecoming, reunion, celebrations. Okay, so it's like being with him is always a celebratory moment. Being with him is always something to celebrate. Being with him and both of them being together is just always what I'm hearing spirit say, just like, in a sense, a joyous occasion. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune that's come out as well, and we have the Page of Pentacles. So I feel like for Nicki, there's always been opportunities for them to grow together, especially with this Wheel of Fortune. It speaks to the fact that they've gone through many cycles together, many different engagements, many different situationships, many life lessons, and as a result of these different cycles and things that have happened between them, it's always been kind of good energy with this Wheel of Fortune. It's always been like, even though this has happened, or even though that has happened, even though I had other relationships, even though he had other relationships, it was still always good between us, regardless of whatever. So I definitely feel like for Nicki, it's like, no matter the elements, you know, with the Wheel of Fortune card, no matter the way the wheel spins, I'm always kind of going to go back to you, just like a compass. Like, you're always home. You're always one call away from me. You know, you were always there. You were always the direction that I wanted to head into. And like I said, with this Page of Pentacles, there was always an opportunity to learn. There was always something that was manifesting with her having Kenneth in her life. And I feel like that's kind of how she just knew that this person has always been there. You know, this person has always supported me. This person has always made me feel like home. And, you know, going through the course of just dating and trying to find the person that she wanted to be with, she came to realize that what she was looking for was that feeling of home, was that feeling of security, was that feeling of good energy and good vibes with this Wheel of Fortune, where it's just like all the good karma and all the good energy that I need, I can get from you. And by pouring into you and you pouring me, it continues to cycle out into her work, into certain achievements, into certain opportunities. I definitely feel like Nicki, she listens and intakes a lot of his advice and his words and his energy. And that has allowed her to strengthen her core and strengthen herself as a woman, especially also being a mom. I feel like that's something that she truly just appreciates, and something that she would never take for granted, because, you know, having children and having a child is something that she has always wanted. And I feel like being able to raise her child with Kenneth is just something that brings her great satisfaction and just honor as a female, as a woman. So is there anything else, Spirit, with this energy? Is there anything else as it relates to how she knew Kenneth was her husband? Give us one last card, Spirit. How does she know Kenneth was her husband? And last card, we have Ace of Cups. There was always an abundance of love when it comes to them. No matter what happens, her cup is always being filled up. I'm not sure if he's a Pisces. I feel like I might have said this before, but if he is a Pisces, maybe he's on the cusp of Pisces and Aries, but I definitely feel like he has that water energy where, again, he really pours into Nicki in such an intense, nurturing, and emotional way that she is able to kind of drink this water and drink from this cup with thanksgiving and gratitude, because it's like he pours into her like no one can. There's an overflow of love. There's an overflow of opportunity. There's an overflow of sacred energy amongst them that only he can pour into her to get her, to allow her to continue to elevate and grow as a woman. And that's sometimes what you need. You need a partner that will pour into you in healthy ways where your cup continues to shine and your cup continues to overflow. And then as such, you're able to extend that energy to others. And that is what Nicki is starting to do in her life at this time. So I definitely feel like they had a lot of history. I definitely feel like because of that history, they were kind of able to go through cycles and learning experiences and different lessons and blessings. But at the end of the day, it was always this solid energy between them two. There's also something here with 4. So I'm not sure. I feel like I pulled this before in another reading, but I feel like the number 4 is something that is really important to them. Maybe they were married on the 4th day, or something along those lines. But we know the number 4 to definitely be a number of protection, where it talks about how the universe and the spirit guides are always protecting you. And it also speaks to just paying attention to your thoughts and different signs. So I feel like for Nicki, there were always these thoughts or feelings or energies that kind of made her think in the direction, like this compass, in the direction of Kenneth. And I don't think she was necessarily maybe paying attention to the signs at first, but then something finally clicked. You know, whatever cycle or experiences she was going through at the time, something ended rather abruptly. And then it was like, wow, Kenneth, you know, all this time it was Kenneth and I just didn't know. And it could have been the same on his end as well. Like all this time it was Nicki and I didn't want to know, or I ignored the signs, or maybe I was in denial and didn't want to believe it. But I kind of feel like once these lessons were had and these experiences were had, it always came back to Kenneth, and her cup is always being filled up when it comes to him. And that's what I feel like she loves the most about him in her life. So that's the question we have. Drop more questions below in the comments, and I'll see you guys later for the next reading. Bye.